Hi, everybody. Oh my God. Still don't have a transition. Hi. Guys, I'm so bummed right now, man. I am so bummed. I'm happy to see all of you, but I am so bummed. For those of y'all who've been waiting because you knew I was going to stream today, thank you, first of all. But second of all, you probably all, saw that I was going to be playing Elden Ring. Well, I was troubleshooting some stuff, and something is seriously wrong with this computer, guys. I've been having tech problems with this computer all summer long. I took this computer into a shop in like May when I first started, or June when I first started having problems. I think it was early June. They found nothing wrong with it. Literally nothing. And then I figured out that maybe it was a monitor, maybe it was a bad cable. Changed a cable out for my monitor, seemed to fix the problem for a while. Then, all of a sudden, one of my monitors crashed, and it's like it's fried. It won't work at all. Totally fried. So then, I get a new monitor, and I figured, okay, it was just that bad cable. I should be in the clear now. Everything was working for a while. And then try to access Elden Ring today, and no matter what I do, Elden Ring, when it opens, wants to take over both monitors, but not evenly. Okay, like fully on one monitor and then half, like two-thirds of the way on another. And then it jacks everything up and the monitors keep going black when I open or close or alt tab out of the game. I futzed around with it for a while, couldn't fix the problem. So here we are. I was supposed to play Elden Ring today. I was supposed to game with Awkward Ashley too. Can't do that. I'm so freaking over this stupid computer. I genuinely, at this point, I think it might be a graphics card issue because it's been nonstop and I don't know what to do. But the thing is, I brought it into a shop. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. I'm about to send this to my friend. I'm about to send it to my friend who's good with computers so that I can get like a free diagnosis because I'm so over this. I'm so over it. Anyway, hi. Sorry for my ranting and rambling. I'm just so upset because I have really been in the mood to game with y'all. And I was excited to try to battle the Red Wolf again today. I was excited to play with Awkward Ashley. I'm excited to like game more lately. And this computer has just made every single thing I've done this entire summer a nightmare. And I'm wondering if like part of it has gotten damaged because we get blackouts here and sometimes in the middle of working, the computer will crash because the power will go out. And I'm wondering if that's what's going on. Like it got damaged somehow. I don't know. I've been having a lot of PC issues as well and just decided to get a brand new PC. Yeah, Blood Lyrics. I am so upset because like this computer is relatively new. I got it a year ago. Like I shouldn't have to do that. And I reached out to NZXT and they were of no help. Of literally no help. Amanda, thank you so much for the super chat. I do hope to check out Inside Out 2 soon. Thank you for the super chat. Still under warranty? You'd think. You should have a UPS. Yeah, I've been looking into getting a UPS, Mighty Hobo. Yeah. Did you build your computer or buy it at a store? You know, Joe, I bought it online. It's a custom build. I'm so bad with tech. I don't trust myself to build computers, but evidently maybe I shouldn't have trusted NZXT either. I don't know. I don't know if it's their fault. This computer worked really well all last year. What GPU do you have? I forget. It's NVIDIA. I forget. It's a good one. I don't know. Hey, I didn't know you had a Twitch channel. Became a follower since you reacted to Lord of the Rings. Glad I'm here and hope you fix your PC issue soon. Thanks for checking out the stream, Corona. Appreciate having you here. If that's it, you can get a power box to be an in-between. Yeah. I need to get something because maybe that's it. I don't know at this point. I'm just so disappointed. PC building stream in the future. I feel like that would be so frustrating for everybody to watch. You know what it reminds me of? Okay, most of y'all probably weren't around for these days, but back in the day when I streamed and for like a couple months and then stopped streaming for years. So like back in the days when I had like I think it was like 2020 November or October, I did a pie baking stream and I pissed off a lot of the chat for the way that I made the pie. Everyone was so upset because I didn't pre-bake the crust. So yeah. So I feel like a PC building stream would be a little bit like that, where everyone just gets frustrated with me for doing it wrong. Master Photo, thank you so much for the super chat. Hi, Nat. Yes, you, hello, you. It's okay. We just enjoy spending time. We just enjoy you spending time with us. Loved Inside Out. Just have to say triple dent gum will make you smile. Triple dent gum. Triple dent gum. Oh, thank you so much. That is very sweet of you to say. I'm happy to be here. And like, listen, I do enjoy chatting with you guys. So like, I'm not bummed about that. I'm just bummed about, one, I was really looking forward to gaming again with y'all, and also gaming with like Ashley. And also like, I just hate the fact that when I say I'm going to do something and then I can't do it, I feel like I'm a little bitch. Like a little liar. I hate it. Blood Lyrics, thank you for the tier 1 for 3 months. Thank you. He didn't pre-bake the power supply. To be fair, making a crust is pretty easy. I mean, listen, I had never made one before. I have to say, even though I didn't pre-bake the crust, it still came out good. Was the center a little bit undercooked? Yes. But the edges were super crispy. And if I had pre-baked it, they would have been burnt. So I don't know. I think because it was a gluten-free pie, like, I don't know what I would have had to do differently. But it came out pretty good. It was a pumpkin pie, by the way. I love pumpkin pie. I could go for a nice key lime. Tyler loves key lime pie. The real Willy Wonka, thank you so much for the bits. Oh my God, it's actually you. You probably get this a lot, but I've seen your YouTube videos, Deadpool, Spider-Man, Star Wars. Oh, I just gotta say it's a real honor to finally meet you. Nice to meet you too. That's me shaking your hand. Thank you for the bits. Thanks for checking out the stream. It's always fun when people on Twitch just wander in here and they're like, what the heck? You're on Twitch. We're not Elden Ringing today, KB. I just explained I'm having insane tech issues where when I open Elden Ring, I think I'm going to have to take a video and post it on my Insta story later just to show you guys what's happening because it's so hard to describe it. It's like when I open Elden Ring, it tries to open on both monitors, but not fully, but also too big to even be seen on both monitors. Like it's mostly just a black or white screen. And then it'll go back to the other monitor, but the other monitor gets fucked up, so I can't see any of my other windows on the second monitor. And then if I alt-tab out of the game, both the monitors go black and everything's messed up again. It's so hard to explain. It's just everything gets jacked up. And I tried fixing it. I swapped the cords. I swapped the ports I was using. I tried just using one monitor. Nothing. I restarted the computer. I'm a little worried that it's like a graphic card or issue or something worse. The new Lord of the Rings trailer just dropped. Like for a show? New Lord of the Rings. Also, if your PC didn't have a battery-powered surge protector and the power went out, there's a real possibility it broke the GPU. Really? Maybe that's what happened, because at this point, and here I am still using the computer, which is probably the worst thing you could do, but I don't know. I'm going to see my friend who's tech savvy tomorrow. So I'll talk to him about it. He's my friend he's also a YouTuber. If you like football, like real football, soccer football. It's not real football to me, but it's real football to him. So whatever. And golf. He's got some great channels, Robbie Lou. But anyway, I'll talk to him about it. He's offered to like take a look at my computer before, and I've never taken him up on it, but I might take him up on it this time. King of Games, thank you for the super chat. Your PC stream cannot be worse than The Verge how to build a PC tutorial. Trust me. Oh, really? I've not heard of that. That sounds interesting. Daryl Lowe, thank you so much for the 28 months. That's insane. For the tier 3, you're crazy. Thank you. That is so generous. Switched channels briefly back where it all began. Oh, yes. It did all begin on Twitch initially. I did stream on Twitch back in the beginning of, or end of 2020. Did Blake break your PC? Yeah, so basically what I figured we could do today, guys, since I'm a mess, since everything is wrong and I'm a mess, I have some videos that I saved on Watch Later on YouTube that I thought could be interesting to react to. Basically just because, okay, one of them is like a Hollywood video. It's like about movies in Hollywood, and I'm like, that could be fun to react to. The other I don't know why I'm talking like this. I just feel like it. Okay, just let me have this right now. It's making me feel better. The other is a Blake Lively, like a snippet of the like horrible Blake Lively interview, and then like a deep dive on her movie and the drama there. I don't know what's going on, but like people on the internet are hating on Blake Lively right now, and I have no idea why. I have no clue why, and I'm curious. And I've just waited reacting to it. Blake Lively, Grigsley, is an actress. She is married to Ryan Reynolds. She's known for like Gossip Girl mostly, but she's been in like a lot of other movies, like what's it called? That one about the jeans and America Ferrera. What's that one? I watched it growing up. Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and things like that. She's been in quite a few movies, but she's married to Ryan Reynolds. There's one with her and a shark. Oh yeah, there is one with her and a shark. Yeah. There's one where she's old and she ages backwards, I think, like Benjamin Button. She's super famous for like having iconic outfits at the Met Gala every year. She's my celeb crush for real. She is very beautiful. I hope I don't ruin your dreams today by whatever we watch. That was Brad Pitt. No. That was Brad Pitt. You're right. But she was in a different movie that was like the same concept as Benjamin Button, where like that's what I'm trying to say. Or no, she stops aging. That's what it is. She like gets in an accident, and like a car accident, and for some reason she stops aging. That's what it is. Sorry. It's not exactly like Benjamin Button. I just in my mind those two are the same. Oh my God, you guys are going crazy right now. What is happening? Mighty Hobo, thank you for the super chat. Speaking as a former PC tech, my first thought is a driver issue, possibly from old files. I would try a fresh install of Windows first. I can try that. At this point, I do feel like the GPU is probably damaged with the amount of issues that I'm having. But thank you. I will. I'm just scared I'm damaging it more the more I continue to use the computer, but I don't know. Mighty Hobo. Also Mighty Hobo, thank you for joining the Golden Nuggets. Enjoy the emotes. Hi, Pandora. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Oh my God, you guys are crazy. This is like a lot. Red Freckle, Sajad, Janos, Lane, EJ, Mighty Hobo. Oh no. Mighty Hobo's just chatted right after that. Thank you. Welcome to the Golden Nuggets. Please say thank you to Pandora Wombat. That is so generous. Everyone's laughing at the fact. Benjamin Adeline. Yes. Age of Adeline. That movie. Yes. Oh my God. Schneiderus. Thank you for the tier 1. Air Rider 1987. Thank you for the prime. Brat Bond. Thank you for the bits. Been a fan since your first reaction with A New Hope. Damn. That's the first one, man. Wow. Hope that everything is well with you and the doggos. Thank you so much. Thanks for sticking around. You have to go? I'm sorry, Pure Cat. Pure Cap, the way you wrote that was just like, I have to go. I have to go. Okay. All right. Goodbye. Have a good one. I feel like the way you wrote that, I also now have to go. Oh, we all have to go. Pure Cap has to go. We have to go. I'm sorry. It just is so funny. Like, it was so matter of fact the way you typed that. All right. Well, have a good rest of your day or night wherever you're going. I don't know where you're going, but you clearly have to be there. Oh, Raphael, thank you so much for the super chat and the cute little sticker. I have to dance? Oh. I feel that, Grigsley. I feel that. I must dance. She was in The Town. That was pretty good. I haven't heard of that one. But yeah, she's been in a good amount of stuff. I never really watched Gossip Girl. I mostly know her from like just seeing her in bits and pieces and in a couple movies here and there, like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Which I didn't really love the movie, but I liked the books. My people need me. Yes, I must go. Duty calls. Will, thank you for the 24 months. Wow, 2 years went by in the blink of an eye. That's true. I actually can't believe I've been streaming semi consistently for 2 years. Semi consistently. We can say that, right? Thank you for your generosity. I appreciate it. Gossip Girl is no the OC. I mean, true. Both of those shows, I was a little too young, I feel like, when both of those came out. I mean, there were people in my like year who did watch Gossip Girl. Not as much the OC. Like, I was really young when the OC was a thing. Also, I just wasn't allowed to watch a lot of TV as a kid. So I think even if I would have been allowed to watch it, like, oh, what the fuck just happened? Did my headphones just die? What's going on? The music is still playing, but I can't hear it, and neither can you. Is it? Oh, it was the song. I don't need anything else tripping me up today, okay? Music making me think my computer's dying again. Holy crap. I don't need that. Scaring me. You snuck and watched TV, right? Not really, Fatal Fatal the Baptist. I don't know what, I'm just making up words now. Not really, because we didn't have TVs in our rooms. So I would have had to go downstairs next to my parents' bedroom to like watch TV. So it wouldn't have worked. I was allowed to watch it, just only on weekends, not like a lot. I got a hype chest on Twitch. Woo! Sorry. Anyway, I'm getting so easily distracted. I did sneakily watch YouTube when I could. But that was also hard to do because I didn't have like a laptop. What is going on, girl? Honestly, a lot is just Allie. Too much is going on. You didn't watch with your friends? No, I did. Like at their place, sure. But like, it was more like I wasn't allowed to watch on school nights. So like Monday through Friday or Sunday through Thursday, I wasn't allowed to watch. But I could watch it like Friday and Saturday nights if I wanted to. So I was doing fine. Like, sure, I missed some cultural things and I missed a lot of movies and TV shows, but honestly, that is a benefit to me now. So it's all good. Unfortunately, I've scarred myself with movies that I shouldn't have been watching. Yes, that happened to Tyler. Tyler saw The Exorcist at like age 4 or 5 because he had older brothers. He just watched the most fucked up shit at such a young age. Girl, it worked out for you. Yes, exactly. It did. Baggy, thank you for the 19 months. Love these chats. I love having you here. Music stopped for street. Yeah, can you not? You can hear it now, though, right? It's just kind of quiet, but you can hear it. It just stopped for that one moment, and it was so jarring the way the music cut out, but it was just the song. Nat's tech issues feel like home. You know, I don't want that to be the case, though. I know that it feels familiar, but I'm not happy about that. I would like to fix it because it's so stressful for me. Plus, guys, I want to play Elden Ring. 2, have games that I want to, well, okay, it's not going to be as much of an issue soon. Because soon, in October, early October, we're going back to LA. So I won't be on this computer, this cursed computer. Because I was saying for Nightmares, like I want to play some spooky games. I even have some friends that want to do Dead by Daylight. Some new friends. Not new friends, like to me, but new friends to you, mostly to you guys. So I think that would be fun, but I don't trust that I'm going to be able to do it on this computer. Nature is healing. Yeah. Would you ever consider watching Smile for Nightmares? Oh, maybe. Totally. I love how I say maybe totally. It's definitely up for consideration. Maybe totally. You're gonna play the Silent Hill 2 remake. To be fair, Schneiderus, that is the first time I'm even hearing of this. I know nothing of this. Argle Spargle! I love your name. I don't know what it means, but I love it. Thank you for the tier 1 sub to new computer. Oh, gifted a tier. Thank you for the gifted sub to new computer. That is also a crazy username. Would you consider doing more movies during Nightmare season than TV series? It depends. We'll see. I'm probably not going to do like a spooky specific TV series this season, but yeah, so I'll probably focus more on movies. There's definitely a few movies that I want to watch, like Long Legs. I'm scared though. I've never played Alien Isolation, but I've seen clips on TikTok and it messed me up. Dude, that game is horrifying. I didn't get all the way through it, but I played through some of it and it's fucking rough. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. It's probably a joke username because of your PC issues. Honestly, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. You're probably right. I should have picked up on that. You know, I'm so stuck in the stress of this computer stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, great, new computer. Wow, what a username. Just shoop. Creepypasta reading stream. Well, today we're going to dive into some like Hollywood related videos. We can actually get into them here in a second. Did I hear that Nat wants to watch Long Legs? I mean, I want to watch Long Legs the same way I wanted to watch A Quiet Place. Like, it was a movie I was like, ooh, I'm going to hate this. This is going to mess me up. I'm scared, but I've heard good things, so I'm curious. Not the way I felt about Hereditary. Hereditary, I was like, I'm willing to subject myself to this for torture and entertainment, but I don't actually want to watch it. Same thing with The Thing. I was nervous about The Thing, and then when when I was halfway into it, I really wanted to stop. I really was not happy. I have seen Midsommar Korabal. I saw it on my own time, so I didn't make a video for it, but ugh. I actually watched Midsommar accidentally before a really important job interview. The job interview went well, so I ended up getting called in for another interview after that, so didn't mess me up too bad, but it was not a good decision. I didn't know that at the time. Oh, Outer Wilds. I've heard of that one. I think I watched a trailer for that. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I have not seen The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. What are you reacting to? You have a real job? No. I used to. I used to. So no. I was an adult once. Yeah. Oh, that just like hit me hard. Okay. Let's before I put my foot in my mouth anymore, let's watch these videos, or at least I want to check out this interview. The job was casting. I used to work in casting, okay? Do you have chat commands on your Twitch? You know, Fatal, I don't know. I know you're joking out of love, Grigsley. You're fine. The way I read it, like, I had a lot of feelings when I read that. I'm so hot right now. Oh my God. Whoo. I might, Fatal. I'm sorry. I genuinely might. I had so many tech issues today just trying to get the stream going. I don't know. I don't think so. All right, here we go. Let's pause this music. So what we're going to start with here. I've been hearing about this interview, and apparently it was awkward or weird. I don't know. And then apparently there's some drama going on with her new movie, It Ends With Us. I don't know anything about said drama. I've just been hearing that people are like roasting and turning on Blake Lively. And I don't know why, because it seemed like the consensus on her was pretty positive for a while. People loved her Met Gala outfits. People loved her relationship with Ryan Reynolds. You'd think with the new Deadpool movie release that, you know, everything would be going good in the Reynolds and Lively household. But I don't know. Apparently this interview was rough. So we're going to at least watch this. It's only a 4-minute 17 clip, but we're going to watch this video from the journalist herself, the interviewer herself. I can't pronounce her name. So let's just, let's get into it.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
What about my bump?
You've got two nice ones.
They are kind of bumps, aren't they?
No, not bumps. The lovely lady lumps. Check it out.
Thank you, thank you.
Are
you
you
like the movie? Are you a Woody Allen fan?
I love most of his movies, and this one was so like visually amazing.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Did you guys love wearing those kind of clothes that you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, working in digital.
Everyone wants to talk about the clothes, but I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes.
Oh,
Good.
I love Jesse's
He has
suits
some
and
beautiful.
how
That's what I'm saying. His wardrobe was beautiful.
I know.
Corey's
Everybody.
wardrobe
I
was
know.
gorgeous.
He's
Those
so great.
high-waisted pants.
He's so great.
I wish men
And
wore
sorry,
high-waisted
too.
pants like
I
that
know.
still.
Me
Or
too.
their father with his.
oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Oh no. I'm starting to see why it's so cringy. The fact that one, she's already digging the interviewer and she is like she's just having a conversation with her co-star here and not even engaging with the interviewer at all. Oh boy, this is already so uncomfortable.
His tank top and
Oh,
bed.
it's so
Just
good.
like it's just like
Did you
that.
catch
You could
the-
feel
the
it.
tablecloth
She just says this poor lady's just sitting there like,
light in the Italian restaurant when they eat spaghetti.
I didn't
and
notice that. No.
that- There's
Yeah,
so
I feel
much
like-
warmth of everything, you know.
Yeah, it's not just the women that have the clothes. I
But
feel like the
Victoria-
women get the conversation, but it's like
Yeah.
every detail with everybody.
But
Like,
yeah,
it's so,
it was
so
amazing
beautiful.
to look at.
Steve's
And then to see
white
it,
suits.
yes.
And then you notice in LA, like everybody's in cream colors, and all the men are wearing like white and cream. And then you get to New York, and it's a little bit more browns and moodier. And Susie really told such a story.
Yeah, amazing.
Alongside Vittorio, because it is a lot brighter and sunnier in LA, and New York has just a steaminess to it.
And I think, you know, the whole Hollywood glam, it's so glamorous and everything. Can you relate to the things they were saying about Hollywood? It's so easy to get seduced by the fame and the money and the glamour.
Oh, you see it all the time. That was one of my favorite things about the movie, where the subtle turns.
This interviewer did a great job just immediately like yes-anding what they were talking about and trying to pivot the conversation like away from that uncomfortable dig that Blake Lively, the shade that she was just throwing at her about the clothing comment. Like the interview is just trying to like talk about the movie. It's not anything personal, but she did a good job pivoting away from that. But we still have like a lot left.
Their own transition into like the ego of showbiz that Kristen has in that scene with Steve Carell, and then with Bobby taking on the persona of a club owner, but still like these are things you do when you're an adult.
Yeah.
When you have to work, you have
Yeah.
to you play a part. You play at your life in a way that you find successful or so it's a lot about choices. And then they carry this love, you know, and it's just very very grown up
It's neat to
and
see where
warm.
they came from, though, and see how authentic these people truly are and what good people they truly are, too.
Yeah.
Because it's what you would see from the outside of the cafe society. You could dismiss each of their characters, you know,
Right.
but to see what a heart and soul each of them have is nice. And
Outside of the is okay. I'm not sure what the Cafe Society is. Is that the name of this lady's interview like podcast or something? Hold on.
but
Right.
to see what
Yeah.
it's what you would see from the outside of the cafe society. You could dismiss each of their characters, you know, but
Right.
to see what a heart
The
and
movie.
soul-
Well, the movie is called It Ends With Us, isn't it? Isn't this about It Ends With Us? Or is this Cafe Society? Jesus Christ. How many movies did she have this year? Cafe Society. Oh my God. Wait, but this is 2016. Oh, this is the name of the movie. Well, I thought this was, okay. Well, this makes a lot of sense because her dress is very 2016. So this actually does make sense. Okay. All right. You can see why I'm confused. There's a lot of like time jumping going around.
each of them have is nice, and it's something that, you know, that's the thing, you know, as far as like relating to it personally, that you see, you know, you have these ideas of people that you're fans of, and then you meet them and get to know them as a person, and oftentimes you're such a greater fan of them as a person than you are as the person that people feel like they know, and that's always that's always nice and refreshing when
Yeah.
when you see that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, what do you feel like is the biggest misconceptions about fame and Hollywood in general?
I think the idea that people think that they know you, I think because of the how intrusive media is these days, there's people care so much more about your personal life than they do your work, and if you aren't open with your personal life, then they just make it up for you and share it for you. So I think the biggest misconception I see often is people feeling like they know someone that they don't, because they know what the media has created of someone. And the disappointing thing is when you meet the people, they're always so much more awesome than they're portrayed to be. I mean, that's normally my experience. And even people that are portrayed to be really great people, they're just a lot more complicated and interesting and nuanced and caring and thoughtful. And that's always nice, you know, to see that your idea of someone isn't always who they actually are.
Yeah.
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 Okay,
Thank you.
Okay, that was cringy. Yeah, her congratulating you on the the pregnancy congratulation, like, so I guess she got pissed at it. Like, I don't really understand why. I have no idea what makes a dress 2016. Okay, this reminds me very much of like statement necklaces, which were very big back then. I just feel like you wouldn't see a dress like this paired with a jean jacket nowadays either. It is giving me 2016. Her outfit, not so much. Her outfit feels more timeless to me, but I'm just saying. No shade. It just feels a little bit like 2016. That was a, wow, what a colostomy bag. No, that was just, yeah, that was so uncomfortable. You could feel the hostility, but then at the same time, like, you miss the looks the actors give when the interviewer starts to get up. Oh, it starts to give up. No, I mean, I could see that they were like ignoring her, and the poor interviewer is like wants to die inside. Maybe she wasn't ready to announce her pregnancy. Maybe, but yeah, maybe Blake didn't feel it was appropriate for her body to be commented on. I mean, yeah, maybe. I just think it's just a little uncalled for. But I mean, it's just uncomfortable. I just think they didn't need to be so rude to the interviewer. You know, they're drawing connections with this and the drama behind the scenes on this current movie. Well, I know nothing of that drama, but I do have a video here to explain some of that drama. So let's get into it. Maybe I will get some more clarity. We might not watch this entire thing, but I popped in at the weirdest moment possible. Yes, you did. Zanzibar White, thank you so much for the 2 months, or no, for the 8 months at tier 1. Thank you so much. I'll do better next stream, maybe. Thank you for the super chat, Natalie's broken computer. You probably won't do better next stream, but wow, people are committed to the bit. They make a mean girl look to the interviewer when she leaves. Oh, really?
That's normally Mike's.
Did they cut that out of this?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Take care.
If you own a home.
Yeah, they just seemed very, I don't know. I've encountered people like this in Hollywood all the time. They just love to hear the sound of their own voice and love to hear themselves talk. I know that's probably like hypocritical coming from a YouTuber. I do have YouTube Premium, Grigsley. I'm just on a different account that I don't watch videos on because I didn't feel like having it on my main account. Everyone in Hollywood is a joy. Yeah. I mean, I just feel like it's kind of to be expected, but they were incredibly dismissive and condescending to her. And I think with the baby bump thing, yeah, you could argue that maybe she didn't want to talk about it, but if it had already been announced, that's kind of like you have to go into the interview knowing that somebody might congratulate you on being pregnant. And yeah, maybe you don't like it. Here's the thing. Maybe you don't like it, but you agree to some level of that and like foregoing a little bit of your privacy when you decide to be a celebrity and do interviews. And it sucks. Like you can try to enforce boundaries all you want, but you have to know that people aren't going to be sympathetic to that. And so it's just, I just think the interviewer was doing her best and they were giving her so much shade. I give the interviewer some grace about the little bump comments as it could be a cultural difference. I don't even think it is a cultural difference. I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it depends. I don't know. It depends on, I'm not super familiar with like what Blake has said in the past about pregnancy, but it was clearly just meant as like a kind comment. Like you don't have to take it the wrong way. Interviewer said on Twitter that she's infertile and can't have kids. Oh my God. All right. Well, let's watch this video and maybe this will give us more clarity on why that interview is going viral right now, considering it was from 2016. Yeah, I really feel like it's a normal thing to say. I don't think it was meant in like a bad way. But I mean, I've also avoided congratulating people on being pregnant before because I didn't want to like upset them. So I don't know. I can't, I've never been pregnant. Yeah, I understand that, Daniel. Yeah, I think she took offense to the baby bump comment and her asking a question about their costumes in the movie. It comes up in the past how people only ask women about their looks in film. Yes, that's true. It's true. But I do think like you got to like handle it with grace to the best of your ability. And I think the way they handled it just didn't come off well. It came across incredibly condescending and rude to the interviewer. And I don't know. Sometimes there are instances of celebrities speaking up for themselves in interviews and it's like, hell yeah. But I think this interviewer might have just been, she probably was just trying to immediately pivot to a different question because she got uncomfortable after the bumps comment. She was like, oh, clearly this was not what I should have said. So let me pivot to something else. And then it got worse. So I don't know. I think they didn't necessarily need to be so sassy. But yeah, I do think maybe people are probably overreacting a little bit. People have bad moments. So I don't necessarily think it's a huge deal. It's just cringy, But I don't know what's going on with it. It ends with us. So let's get into the real meat and potatoes and see what's going on here. I don't know that we're going to watch this entire 30-minute video.
I am my own biggest hater. It's true. Not only did I read It Ends With Us twice, once because I had to read it on my own and to highlight everything, and the second time I read it, it was for all of you guys, for all of your enjoyment, okay? Like I'm your little jester. But I also went to go see It Ends With Us, the movie, at 11 p.m. the other night. I paid $16.
11 p.m.
I didn't even get a fucking pretzel because they were out of pretzels because they don't sell pretzels at 11 p.m. even though that's prime pretzel time for you.
I just have to say, I just love that she is holding a Shure SM7B, which is fucking heavy, and salad tongs.
I did that all for you. You're welcome. Thank you so much to No CD
This is also my first time watching this creator, but I'm already enjoying. So let's.
sponsoring today's video. This may not be your first time hearing about this, but I do in fact have OCD. I actually got diagnosed during the pandemic, and I did not know a lot about OCD. I only had a vision of what OCD was based off of how it is portrayed in movies.
I feel
and
rude
TV
fast
shows, which
forwarding
wasn't
through her
always very
sponsor.
accurate. I ended up going to CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. At this time, I was really struggling with really bad health anxiety. My intrusive thoughts and compulsions completely
I need
ruled my
subtitles
life,
because
and
hold
had
on,
no
I got
idea
you.
about it prior to this. It affected my relationship with my family and friends. Is
that better?
I knew that I needed to do something to change this. However, I found with CBT that my symptoms were only starting to get worse. I did not feel like I was improving.
Okay,
with my
I take it back.
OCD.
We're gonna fast forward through her sponsor. I'm sorry.
Thank you, No CD. Initially, I was like, I can't read this book. I can't watch the movie. I cannot take part in the whole It Ends With Us.
We won't judge you for skipping this spot. Yeah, I just felt, I don't know. Especially because it's about mental health and stuff. I'm like, no, I'm gonna skip it. Show the sponsor code at the end. Yeah, that's true. I could just do that.
I'm gonna have to sit this one out, guys. All right. I grew up around domestic violence. It's very triggering. I cannot stand the sound of men yelling. I get transported back in time. But then this whole like lack of self-respect thing came along, and also severe FOMO. And so here I am, making my second It Ends With Us video of the week. And I know that.
Oh my god! I just noticed the Trisha Paytas. Is this Trisha Paytas? Why is she here? Oh my god! Does she somehow connect to all of this? And Ellen DeGeneres, I don't even know who's in this movie. Okay, sorry, I gotta focus.
To many of you, but the book and movie It Ends With Us is actually about domestic violence. I know that the author didn't do a great job of letting you know that, and I know that the cast didn't really do a great job of letting you know that, and I know that the press for the movie did do a great job of telling you that, but shocker, surprise. Sorry guys, this is how you had to find out. Colleen Hoover is going to be my sleep paralysis demon tonight. I don't know if you guys know this, but this wall is actually in my bedroom.
Do you guys want me to raise the video volume? I can't. Is it too quiet for you? I can raise the desktop audio on OBS. Is it too quiet? Is this better?
My bed is directly across from it, so every night I fall asleep to some variation of this wall. I'm probably gonna wake up in the middle of the night, have like auditory hallucinations, and hear Miss Hoover.
She connects Trisha Paytas with every video. Oh my god! Let me turn it up just a little bit more. There we go.
Be like, and then we both laughed at our son's big balls, or something.
That's
like
iconic.
That. We need to talk about the It Ends With Us.
I wonder how
movie
she's gonna
cast
connect
drama,
Trisha.
because somehow Colleen Hoover and the book became the least controversial part of this all, which I never thought I would be saying. Thank you guys so much for all of the love on the It Ends With Us read-through video that Jake and I did a few days ago.
Why is Ellen DeGeneres involved?
What the hell
That's what I'm
happened with
asking.
Blake Lively, the whole entire cast, Colleen Hoover, and why everyone is unfollowing Justin Baldoni. We already had Barbenheimer. How the fuck did we have It Ends With Deadpool x Wolverine? I have no idea. I have no idea how I got to this. And of course, how?
Yeah, because right now, like hi Trisha, Deadpool's killing it. And Deadpool's performing so well at the box office. So you've got these two movies that are just in the same household that are having completely opposing effects on the careers of the people in that household.
Is Trisha Paytas involved?
It's gotta be
We're
wild.
going to actually cover that right now. I'm not going to make you guys wait for that. So, as you
okay.
guys may know, Trisha Paytas was supposed to be cast as Lily Bloom. That's why she is dressed up.
Really?
In the attire right there. She was
No
supposed to have
way.
the role of Lily Bloom. Justin Baldoni had cast her. Unfortunately, due to some scheduling conflicts, because of Trisha Paytas' pregnancy, she was unable to go through with the role. And
She was going to be in the movie?
Blake Lively step in. So
Oh,
Trisha
no,
wanted
that's,
Lily.
is Lily Bloom the lead? Oh, yeah, okay, sure, we were going to, I didn't know the name of the character. I just went, really? I thought like some day player chick. Oh, the lead. Okay, sure, yes.
Probably better than Blake Lively. A very brief rundown on the entire story.
Oh my
because
God,
it
I would pay money. Sorry, I keep pausing a lot. I would pay money to go see Trisha Paytas leading a movie like this.
It's like most of the cast has forgotten it, and I feel like it's very essential to know about it, to understand this drama. If you would like to hear the whole scope of everything, You can watch our video. Blake Lively plays Lily Blossom Bloom, who owns a flower shop. No, I'm not fucking with you. She is obsessed with Ellen DeGeneres and writes to her. She just has a whole diary of letters to Ellen DeGeneres, and we have to read them. Lily falls in love with a neurosurgeon named Ryle Kincaid. You know the shock that I felt in the movie theater when he said Kincaid and not Kincaid? Stupid. So fucking stupid.
Oh, she thought his name was
Kincaid. Kincaid, but I know nobody's last name is Kincaid, okay? Anyway, Ryle is played by Justin
But a lot of people have the last name Kincaid. I know people at my high school. Anyway,
Baldoni.
okay.
They met because they met on a rooftop while Ryle was literally getting riled up and being physically aggressive towards a chair, like literally kicking the shit out of a chair. I have never seen Justin Baldoni in anything.
Lily Bloom owns a flower store. They couldn't have written it worse.
So I will not be watching Jane the Virgin for him. In the story, not only is he emotionally and romantically unavailable, but he's pathetic. He just keeps repeating to Lily Blossom Bloom, like, I want to fuck you. I want to fuck you. I want to fuck you. Like any given chance. At one point, he like crawls to her house while he's still in scrubs and just got off of a 48-hour shift, and like his scrubs are covered in C. diff, is begging on his hands and knees for Lily Blossom Bloom to fuck him. Just once. Just please, Lily. Anyway, they start dating and he gets physically abusive. And then they get married and he's still physically abusive. Now, Lily is already traumatized by her father being physically abusive to her mom growing up. And she tries to reassure herself, like, this is not the same situation as my parents. She tries to justify the relationship. She tries to justify his abuse. Now, in the words of Lily Blossom Bloom, the first man that she ever had sex with was a homeless man. But in the movie, she says an unhoused man, or maybe a man experiencing houselessness. I'm not joking. And his name is Atlas, and he reappears in her life and encourages her to leave Ryle. Lily finally reaches a breaking point with Ryle after a very abusive attack. She finds safety with Atlas. However, she does find out that she's pregnant with Ryle's baby. She ends up having this baby. She ends up naming it Ellen after Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh my God.
It's worse. She gives the child the middle name Dory after Dory.
Oh my God. I'm enjoying this summary, and I'm happy that I don't actually have to read this book myself.
From Finding Nemo. Anyway, she then tells Ryle that she wants a divorce right after giving birth, and she tells her baby, it ends with us.
It ends with us.
Ends with us.
Oh.
The whole entire story is about breaking the cycle of generational trauma, but also how just because you have experienced it firsthand and you are this strong, powerful, independent woman, that does not suddenly mean that you are immune to getting abused. Because guess what? None of us are immune to it. The book has cringy elements, okay? I don't think it always has the best writing. It's problematic in some ways. There's no reason for young Lily Blossom Bloom to be 15 and this guy who she's sleeping with being 18. No need for it.
I did. Ooh, that's
really
gross.
Interesting and captivating story, and I completely understand how somebody could like it. And I respect it for the fact that it has 100% definitely helped people who are in DV situations. I am gonna have to censor some words because I do not want this video to get age restricted, because I do find it's very important that young people still watch
18-year-old surgeon. Yeah, that's a good point. What the fuck? That doesn't... Okay, you know what? Books like this that clearly are written by people who are maybe not the brightest or have the best creative instincts, you just kind of have to go with it. Yeah, he's an 18-year-old surgeon. No, it doesn't make sense. He's Doogie Howser. Okay, just let's move on.
Video. YouTube is very, very picky about that kind of stuff. And I respect Colleen Hoover for writing this book because it's going to keep making a difference in people's lives who are going through DV situations.
Yeah, I do think that that's a good thing. That, like, if that's actually helping people, then that's great. Like, who cares if it's cringy?
And either may not know it or may not have the strength to leave that relationship just
She
yet.
said fuck like 8 times, and now did she say, well, she's censoring. Okay, there's a difference between YouTube monetization rules, and then there's a difference between age restriction rules. She has to censor things that will get blocked by the age restriction censor, but swear words are fine if they're after like the first, I forget, few minutes. You can like start swearing after the first few minutes. So it's clearly like just about making sure her video is able to be seen by the largest number of people possible, which I totally get.
Especially with its mainstream success being such a popular book and then now a movie with like extremely famous actors. I think it's going to do a lot of good. And for that, I really applaud Miss Colleen Hoover, and I will give her flowers just this once. Now, this topic hits very, very, very close to home for me, okay? I would not wish growing up in a house with domestic abuse upon anybody. Just like Lily, I have no relationship with my father because he was guilty of domestic violence. Just like Lily, I fell down the generational cycle of abuse. I too was not immune to being abused, even though I saw it firsthand since I was a kid. I am like Lily in so many ways. And I know that there's gonna be people watching this movie, reading this book, or even watching this video who relate to Lily a whole fucking lot. What I do think is actually diabolical though is how this movie's press is going. How this movie is being advertised. Why is this movie being advertised as a rom-com? Why are their viewers encouraged to go put on their florals and go with their girlies to the theaters?
Oh, that's so icky. That's so weird. I guess they're trying to like sell it as much as they can and push it as much as possible. That would be my guess. But that's extremely triggering for a lot of people. So to not, that's weird. That's weird. Okay. What does any of this have to do with people canceling Blake Lively? Well, maybe we're going to get to it. I don't know. Super soupy. Listen.
With Us is in theaters now. So grab your friends, wear your florals.
What is up with this like uppity?
Yeah. It's like, it's not Bridgerton. At least it's not Borderlands bad. Yeah, I heard that was not good, but I didn't play the game, so I didn't think to like watch the trailer or review it because I have no frame of reference. The trailers make it look like a rom-com. I had no idea it was about this. Yeah, that's interesting. Yervik, thank you so much for the 2 months at tier 1. I appreciate it.
And light mood that we are setting the tone for this film. Why are we saying that there's hot guys and hot girls and that it's romantic and it has crying and it has everything that you could want in a movie?
It's fun, it's romance, there's hot guys, there's hot...
Why are we skimming over
Jeff Lynn's ELO.
the DV and all of the advertisements for this movie, thus making people who are going to the theaters for this completely blindsided by what they're about to see? Why is there no redirection to the audience for where they can go to for help if they're struggling with DV? Why the fuck are we promoting a hair care brand right now? Why are we cross-promoting with Deadpool and Wolverine? And
Okay. Well, we're promoting a hair care brand right now because it's good timing for her to make as much money as possible. So that's why we're doing it. Whether or not it's a good look is another thing. Come one, come all to a fun movie about trauma and hot guys.
And why is Justin
I love Electric Light Orchestra too, Razor Bikini.
Baldoni, the director and producer of the movie, not even at any of the interviews or seen photographed with any of the people from the movie? Okay, let's go back in time real quick. Justin Baldoni had picked up the book It Ends With Us to be turned into a movie in 2019. The book was initially published in 2016. So Justin and his production company have been working on this for 5 years now. Justin is known to have a podcast called Man Enough. Man Enough is reframing masculinity, building a movement around healthy manhood and greater equality for all. Man
I
Enough
think
is a
that's
movement
nice.
founded on the belief that undefining traditional roles and traits of masculinity, men will be able to realize their potential as humans and their capacity for connection. He also has several books about this topic, like Man Enough, Undefining My Masculinity, as well as Boys Will Be Human, a real gut check guide to becoming the strongest, kindest, bravest person you can be. Clearly, this is a passion project for Justin. So him picking up a book like It Ends With Us is no surprise. And the fact that he was playing the main character, the literal antagonist of it all, as well as the director, it was a lot. It's a lot, but it makes
I am
complete
Ken
sense
enough. Yes,
for
exactly.
what it seems like he is passionate about. Now, in January 2023, it was announced that Blake Lively was going to be cast as Lily Blossom Bloom.
Is Blake a producer for the movie or something? I don't know, but I would bet money on it. Nowadays, a lot of times when you get a celebrity attached to your movie, a lot of times they're a producer and they want back end points. That doesn't happen with like a lot of the big blockbuster movies that you're bringing on a celebrity for maybe like one role. Like a lot of times people will just take the role because they know it's good for their career. But a movie like this, I wouldn't be surprised if she was a producer. Yes, she was. Yep, there you go. Let's not lambaste her too much. We don't want her to pull an Anna Faris if she's not as successful as... What did Anna Faris do? Didn't she just get divorced from Chris Pratt? Like, I don't... What's wrong with Anna Faris? I thought they just got a divorce. Oh, that's it. Who cares if they get divorced? Who cares? I don't give a shit if Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively get a divorce. It has no impact on my life. I couldn't care less.
He also was really passionate about being an executive producer for this film. Now, the movie was mainly shot in Hoboken, New Jersey. Throughout the last year, I've seen on social media people posting videos and photos of the set and them recording and filming the movie.
Blake Lively and
Chris Pratt cheated on her. Yeah, that's what I thought. But I mean, yeah, well, people cheat. Yeah, I mean, I don't care what celebrities do as long as it's not a crime. Like, it doesn't really have an impact on my life.
Justin Baldoni films It Ends With Us in New Jersey.
The main criticisms for this all is like, oh my God, I can't believe that this Colleen Hoover book is being turned into a movie. But also, what the fuck were Blake Lively's outfits? Mainly just people being like, this is not the Lily Bloom that we had imagined in our head. But that was the main criticisms of this all. Now, in May 2024, we have Justin Baldoni.
She wanted to be like
Hoover
an edgy,
press, arm in arm.
Colleen, the beauty of me reading the book,
edgy fashion forward
you can start to
Bloom.
visualize a little bit, what it could look like, what these characters look like.
She had given her trust into his hands for him to handle this movie with his discretion and his care. Because at the end of the day, Colleen Hoover still had a say in this movie and how things were run. That is not the case for all movies that were books originally, but in this case, Colleen Hoover got to be hands-on with the movie. Now, the movie was released August 9th, 2024. And when
a lot of times when you sell the rights as a writer, like, you can sell it within reason to like have creative control as a producer still, and then other times it's just like completely out of your hands. We have like a friend of ours who's a writer on our street who has written many a movie, and now he's finally reaching the point in his career where he can like include in his contracts that he wants to have more say, wants to be involved in the production end of things. But like one of his more recent movies that was made like a couple years back, he couldn't do that, and he just had to sell the rights, and they totally like changed half of the script. And then it's still your name as the writer, so it's hard. Lily is supposed to be in her 20s too. I mean, it looks like they photoshopped her to look like she's in her 20s. I mean, listen, I'm not throwing shade. Honestly, Blake Lively is a gorgeous human being. Like, I could only aspire to be as attractive as her. But like, just smooth skin is all I'm saying. She's a gorgeous human being though. But yeah, she doesn't look like she's in her 20s. Because she looks like a mama. She looks like an adult.
Premiering and the press started for the movie last week, a lot of people had seen some red flags. People started to notice that Justin Baldoni was doing all of his press separately. He wasn't photographed with the rest of the cast, and the cast started dodging questions about him. When Jenny Slate, who plays Justin Baldoni's character's sister, when she was asked what it was like working with Justin
that's good casting. They do look like they could be siblings. Okay, I'm sorry.
Director, she completely skimmed by the question, answered it in her own way.
Really?
Talk to me, what was that like, having him be director but also scene partner?
I mean, what an intense job! Like to have to do so many things. I just found myself being like, "Wow, I really just want to have one job at once."
When you try to find photos of Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni together, other than being in the movie together, you can't find shit. And this is where speculation started to be led.
Weird.
That there was some sort of feud happening between Blake and Ryan Reynolds versus Justin Baldoni. Throughout the last few weeks, Ryan was seen with the cast and photographed with them at the premiere, even his co-star Hugh Jackman in photos with the cast. But notably, never Baldoni, who was only ever pictured with his wife Emily Baldoni. So something that we didn't.
Yeah, that's weird. That's fucking weird. This part is so childish. Yeah, I mean, it's Hollywood. Okay, high school never ends.
Until recently, is that Ryan Reynolds was involved in the production of It Ends With Us. At the New York City premiere on August 6th, Lively revealed to E! News that it was Reynolds who wrote the iconic rooftop scene between Lily and Ryle, and that she and her husband often work on each other's projects, saying, "He works on everything I do. I work on everything he does. So his wins, his celebrations are mine, and mine are his." This raised a lot of eyebrows for multiple reasons. First of all, the film screenwriter and co-producer Christy Hall later added that she was unaware that Reynolds changed the script until after It Ends With Us was released. They went on to praise him, saying, "No one makes a movie by themselves, so it takes hundreds of..."
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, this happens all the time in Hollywood. And the thing is, she has to be gracious about this because Ryan Reynolds holds way more name and power than her. So even if she was upset about the fact that the script was changed and she wasn't notified until she saw it, she has to reply graciously. And I know people that this has happened to, and it's so frustrating. I know so many writers that this has happened to. It's weird Jason does his own interviews and everyone else does interviews together. Yeah, that's definitely interesting. There's definitely something going on there.
People to create a village to surround this thing, and everyone gives it what they can. Some people online have pointed out how shady this was for Ryan Reynolds to be involved and rewrite this scene because we were in a writer's strike. The only reason any film production was allowed to film was that the scripts had to be locked in. No edits could be added. By Blake admitting that her husband helped rewrite this scene indicates that they rewrote this scene during the strike.
Scabs!
Basically, a big fuck you to all the writers on strike who were trying to fight for a livable wage.
Yeah, that's
because
fucking
Ryan Reynolds
horrible,
went in there
honestly.
and rewrote it like it was nothing, taking a job away from a different writer. Sources also start to state...
The thing is, like, I understand that maybe, like, you want to do that creatively. You're at home, you're hanging out, you're talking about this script. I totally get maybe doing that, but at least have the decency to wait till the strike is over and then pretend like you did it after the strike. That's all you have to do. All you have to do is just wait. Just wait and then do it after and be like, "Oh yeah, we totally didn't write this during the strike. We wrote it after." This happened with Borderlands. That's why the writer had their name removed. Yeah, that happens a lot of the times where a writer will just be like, if they can't get if they're not going to make the script that they originally wrote, then they might petition to have their name removed from the project and not be attached anymore because it would do more damage to their name as a writer than having that opportunity would help them in the future, if that makes sense. But it's hard. Why? Why what? Why wait? Because it's not, you work in an industry where people are striking and vying for fair wages, different rights, like they're trying to get their contracts rewritten. And if you're going behind all of the writers' backs that you would work with on any movie in Hollywood or any TV show, that rubs people the wrong way. Does that mean that Ryan is part of the WGA? No, he probably isn't. I mean, maybe, I don't. Is he a part of the WGA? I don't really know. He might not necessarily be a scab. I was making a joke. Is Ryan Reynolds? He could be, because in the WGA, because he's written stuff. Yes, he is, because of Deadpool. So, scab.
Differences creatively between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni were so significant that there were two entirely different cuts of the film, which is not unheard of. There are sometimes multiple cuts of a film in the editing process. Lively allegedly commissioned a cut of It Ends With Us from Shane Reed, the co-editor of Deadpool and Wolverine, Ryan Reynolds movie, who also edited the Taylor Swift music video
this
for
really
I
is the collab of the
that
century.
Lively directed in 2021. Reed is not officially listed as an editor of the film, which is credited to Una Flaherty and Rob Sullivan, so it's unclear how much, if any, of this cut made it into the final product. This is the final movie poster that we had gotten. There's a completely separate one on Justin Baldoni's Instagram page that still lives there. That has a much different vibe than this movie poster that reads, "We break the pattern or the pattern breaks us." People quickly start to see that there...
Oh, wow, that's a totally different poster. I'm confused as to why Blake would even want it. See, I mean, this is making an assumption, right? This is me making an assumption that I know what Blake Lively wants, which I don't. But based on this poster and working with a different team to get different cuts of the film and promoting it like it's a romantic comedy that you'd go put flowers in your hair and go to the movie with your girlfriends to watch, I don't know why you'd want to do that. Money? I mean, I guess, but I feel like the other, yeah, you're right. I guess money. My brain doesn't work that way, man. Because I think the other movie is such a much more compelling story and more real and raw. And I would honestly rather have a story like that on my resume than this fucking garbage where you're promoting it like a rom-com. Personally, that's what I would rather be attached to. But I guess if you're just trying to push product, I don't know. It's interesting. This is interesting. On Jason's poster, he had his and Blake's name in the same size font, but her poster, it's just, yeah, her poster is just her name. That's true. My wife gave me permission to say you're very pretty. Well, thank you, Solosky. Tell your wife she is very pretty as well, and thank you. All right, let's get back into it.
Quite a difference with how both of the main characters were portraying what this film was really about. Like I said, Lily Blossom Bloom owns a flower shop. That's a big part of the movie, flowers. It's been reported that Blake wore florals to her crossover event with her drinks company, Betty Buzz, which she tied into the movie with a Betty Blooms theme.
Interesting.
Where she captioned an Instagram post, when your company throws a florist-themed party for your movie. Blake also relieved her own hair care line amid the promotion of the movie, called Blake Brown, sold at Target. You can't forget it because of how often it's mentioned. You basically can't scroll on TikTok without seeing like Blake Lively, like zhuzh up some girl's hair, spray it, make it like really voluminous. That's awesome. Are we still talking about a movie about DV? Another key part of Blake Lively's press
so
Ends with
icky.
Us has been discussing her husband, Ryan Reynolds. She has kind of been bringing him up any chance that she gets. Midst of an interview, literally saying, Deadpool Wolverine sold out, by getting distracted by a sign in the background.
Why is Deadpool Wolverine? Picture this. You're sitting at home alone watching YouTube videos, wondering why you can't find the motivation to do the things.
Wolverine sold out. I'm sorry, I got distracted back there.
Ryan Reynolds also appeared in a skit where he was jokingly interviewing Blake Lively's other co-host, who plays Atlas, Brandon Sklenner.
How do you explain that? You have some sort of like low-angle squat routine to pop that region in that way? I mean, what's going on here, man?
Blake posted a promotional video on her Instagram with Brandon where they make hot chocolate cookies from the movie.
Hi. I'm Brandon.
I'm Blake.
And I'm Teeny.
And this is Teeny.
Yes.
So we're making the hot chocolate cookies that Atlas makes for young Lily.
She also shared a lighthearted girl talk video onto her Instagram with other female creatives from the movie.
Welcome to my apartment. We're in my living room, my real life living room. I'm Blake Lively.
I'm Jenny Slate.
I'm Colleen Hoover. And I'm Isabella Ferrer.
Adding in the caption, I'm gonna be sad when marketing is over and I don't have excuses to sit on my couch dressed up with you ladies.
Becoming friends with all these women is the best thing to come out of It Ends With Us movie for me, and that's saying a lot because I couldn't be more proud of this film. I'm gonna be sad when marketing is over and I don't have excuses to sit up playing Tabletops Inc. Yeah, it does just seem like it's all a marketing ploy. Nat, why aren't you premium? I am premium, just not on this account. I'm premium on my main account. I didn't feel like... Listen, I've been watching a lot of true crime lately, and I thought you guys were going to get scared seeing the videos that I've been watching. They're all really dark and murderous, so I'm sorry. Okay, there's some ads. I'm sorry. Ugh. I think they really went in on Barbenheimer thing. Yeah, like trying to pair the two movies together. It's honestly so dumb. It doesn't... Barbenheimer was a phenomenon that you can't recapture in like a coordinated effort. So it already feels incredibly like disingenuous and fake when you try to like recapture that. But at the same time, this movie it shouldn't you shouldn't be focusing. I mean, I get it. You're going to focus on the marketing no matter what the movie is because you're trying to make money. But pairing it with a movie like Deadpool, it's just so tone deaf. It's just so tone deaf. Half the population obsessively watches true crime. It's okay. Yeah, but like, listen, I watch all kinds of content on my YouTube, and sometimes I just don't feel like advertising it. Because one time I was watching like stuff about cancer, and people thought I had cancer, and I had to like calm y'all down. And so I just listen. I'm watching on my other account that I don't watch things on. Pandora Wombat, thank you for the super chat. I love true crime. True crime and court cases are all about all I watch on YouTube. Dude, I've been watching a lot of it lately. Like Tyler keeps coming downstairs and he's like, "Are you okay? Do you think I'm gonna like murder you? Like what is?" Like he just enters the room and he just hears like the jury was deliberating for an hour and they came back with their verdict, guilty. He's just like, okay, what's going on? Hi, babe. Max 640, I think I missed your prime sub. Thank you for the prime sub. My algorithm is personal. I get it. Yeah. I mean, listen, y'all, we can always react to some true crime sometime together if you want. I'm open to that, but I don't know if I don't know if my commentary would really be that like, sorry, I just heard that in my head. Master Voto, you just distracted me. The way you typed that out, I heard the song in my head. Nattie, are you okay? You okay, Annie? I want to stay far from crime. I can't watch true crimes. They're too predictable for me, but that's on my parents for constantly having the ID channel on. Dude, Chris, Tyler was in a Discovery ID episode. Back when he first moved to LA, he got cast as the son that murdered his mother. Spoiler. But they cast him because he was good at basketball and he was shredded, and the son was like super into basketball, and he was an actor at the time. So yeah. I did used to watch Jim C. Swim a long time ago. Okay, anyway, let's get back into this. I'm getting distracted.
Now, this has been difficult for some people who have been long-term fans of Blake Lively, really have been big fans of It Ends With Us, the meaning behind it, if they themselves are DV survivors or know somebody who is. It has just really, really upset a lot of people because to me also, it does seem a little bit off. The lack of talking about DV relationships, the lack of conversations about resources, the floweriness of this whole entire
pretty messed up.
and kind of trying to paint this movie as more so about Lily and who she is as a woman and how she's a multifaceted woman and how she's more than just abuse.
I didn't look at any one thing in her life because I think she's so much more than this thing that happened to her.
Which granted, yes, she absolutely is. However,
yeah. You can be, I mean, obviously, like every single person who's been like a victim of DV, it's like you are so much more than abuse. But like, of course, but the point of the message and the moral of the story is finding the strength to end the cycle and walk away and breaking the cycle of abuse. The title is It Ends With Us. That's the point of the story.
The movie is about breaking generational cycles of abuse. That is the point of it. It doesn't seem like anybody else on the cast or production of the movie is talking about that except for Justin Baldoni. His current Instagram bio directly links to No More, an anti-domestic abuse nonprofit that was the charitable partner of the movie.
Good job, Justin. Sorry, I'm just reading Misty Crom's message about what I said about Tyler being cast as a murderer, and they thought he looked like the sort of kid who'd murder his mother. Listen, he fit the bill. I don't know. He didn't actually look like the guy. Like they did like a side-by-side comparison at the end of the episode, and he actually didn't really look like the guy, but he was shredded and played basketball. I think whoever was in charge of casting just liked his abs, and he's a very talented actor. Tyler's actually a way better actor than I ever was. Was very good. Got a lot of close on some series regular roles, and then just decided he didn't want to act anymore. He didn't like being in front of the camera, but he was very good at it. But yeah, I guess he looked like the sort of kid who would murder his mother.
Justin, No More is not really talked about by other people in the cast. Justin worked with them in his depiction of violence in the movie and has sported their pin alongside tagging them in numerous.
Let's contrast this with the tone in which Justin. It's just like somebody's thoughts on how he's been handling the situation.
Posts.
Yeah.
Speaking about the abuse has been the focus of Justin's press. He says the message is the
That's
most
good.
important thing. That's why Colleen wrote the book. I was always thinking about the outcome and the why, and the one woman I was making this for, and who would sit in that theater and maybe not go back to her abusive relationship.
That's
the
so
question
sweet.
that's always asked is why
That's
did
great.
she stay? That's the wrong question. What we need to be asking ourselves is, why do men harm? This is not an easy story to tell, and yet it was profoundly important.
Yeah, don't
I've
blame
learned
her.
So much. As of today, Blake has shared to her Instagram a BBC interview clip from a London screening of the movie last week onto her Instagram story.
This movie covers domestic violence, but what's important about this film is that she is not just a survivor and she's not just a victim. And while those are huge things to be, they're not her identity.
And she also posted her Instagram saying,
Yeah,
"Thank you
but
to
that's
everyone
what
who
the
came out to
story is about. It doesn't have to be her whole encompassing identity. But that, like, clear, she's a florist. There's other things in the movie that identify her as a human being, but it's what the message is of the fucking movie.
That people want to see films about women and the multitudes we hold. It Ends With Us is a story of the female experience, all the highest highs and the lowest lows. We have been in celebration of this film and of getting a message so important out there to the masses. However, this comes all after a lot of criticism the last few days for how Blake Lively has been handling questions about the movie and the topic. There was one specific question that an interviewer had that maybe there are going to be people who come up to Blake and have been victims of domestic violence and want to talk to her about their experience and how much this movie meant to them.
Right.
And how she recommends they, approach this topic. To which Blake made a joke out of it and was like, "What do you want? Like, my location? You want to track me on my phone? You want to get my house address?" In which Brandon Glenner looks very uncomfortable in a lot of these interviews, just kind of sitting on the sidelines, seemingly thinking what the fuck is going on right now.
So if someone understands the themes of this movie, comes across you in public, and they want to really talk to you, what's the best way for them to be able to talk to you about this? How would
It's
you
a very
recommend they go
reasonable
about it?
question.
For my address or my phone number or my location share. Or I could just location share you, and then we could. I'm just.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is. Dude, it's so normal for people to want to relate to you over a story like this. It's also just any time you decide you want to be in the public, you want to be in the limelight, you want to be in the public sphere, the public realm or whatever, you want to be an actor, you should expect that some of the stories you tell are going to speak to people and they're going to want to come up to you and share how much that moment or that movie or that story meant to them. You guys have done this with me and I'm just a fucking YouTuber. It's so rude to be like, "Oh, do you want my address?" You're dealing with people who got out of DV situations. What the fuck? I get that she's sarcastic and uses humor a lot, but she should understand when to turn it off and be serious. Yeah, yeah. It's not funny. It was uncomfy. She seems very dim. Yeah. I don't know. What if people have a true connection to your art? I don't care. Keep the plebeians away from me. Yeah. And sure, I'm sure it was a joke. I'm sure it was a sarcastic joke, but it doesn't play. It doesn't play in this scenario. It's just awkward. I never would have guessed that an actor could fail to read the room. Baldoni can read the room. True. She can't read a freaking novel, apparently. Yeah, such an easy question, too. Just point to some website. Exactly. You don't even have to, talk about if they're coming up to you. You can be like, well, I'm kind of a private person, but, I do appreciate, if people come up to me, that's fine. But here are some websites. Here are some resources of, people you could talk to if you need help. It's a perfect avenue to share at that point in time. I feel like she's trying to do interviews like Ryan with the humor, but unlike Ryan, she just kind of doesn't get when something is in a joking. Yeah, this movie, it's tone deaf. Deadpool, it's a superhero movie. It's funny. It's totally different.
felt off, and it almost felt like she didn't get the full message and meaning behind this movie, which is so hard to believe when you had to play such an immensely difficult character like Lily Bloom, and the scenes in there are not easy. Like the scenes in the movie are very triggering. Scenes in the movie are very, very intense. I will say they cut out a lot of intense scenes that were in the book, which genuinely I am a bit happy that they did, not because of triggering reasons, but because I'm happy that there are going to be people who go to the theaters and are able to see, oh, it doesn't have to get to the point of, you know, my husband headbutting me in order for this to be very bad abuse.
Yeah, that's true. Like, a lot of people think if the abuse is just verbal, or maybe he only shoved me, or maybe he didn't even do that, but he just is controlling, like, it's not that bad. I'm overreacting, or I shouldn't get out of it. Like, any level of abuse is concerning. Any level.
Worry that if they showed all of the scenes of the physical abuse that was in the book, that people in the theaters could sit there and watch it and say, well, it's not that bad for me. Like, it never got to that point. It never got that bad. Because they kind of tamed it down a little bit, which was still very awful physical abuse, do not get me wrong, makes me feel a bit more at peace that there are going to be people in the theater sitting there and relating to some of these instances and being like, oh yeah, that's bad. Like that's enough. Like even just that is bad enough. It doesn't have to get to the extreme level in which it was in the book for it to be serious. It's still serious just as this.
Some personality quirks are really funny.
Hi, Howie.
I talk to my left foot more than I talk to my right.
Level. I hope that.
Oh my God. Sorry.
That makes sense, what I'm trying to get across. I want this movie to positively impact as many people as possible. And I don't want anyone sitting in the theater being like, well, at least it's not that bad, you know?
Yeah, I agree with all of this. Chubby, there's some other stuff coming out about her being really difficult behind the scenes and even getting people fired. If all of that's true, I can't believe she got away with that and still doubled down. That actually doesn't surprise me. There's a lot of people like that in Hollywood. That I've worked on movies where that's happened, where we've cast somebody and a different actor involved threw a fit and got that person fired. And it's so stressful to deal with. It's horrible, but it's common. And she's been in the business a long time. So even if all of that is true, I don't even necessarily care about that. Not saying that because it happens all the time, it's a good thing, but there's a lot of different reasons why things like that happen. And if she was a producer, she technically has a right to be involved in some of those aspects, but it does depend on how it was handled, which none of us will really know the level of detail that you need to know to understand how it was handled, because you'd have to be working on the production and be involved in the deals to really understand how bad it was or how kosher it was, if that makes sense. When Huey gets abuse in The Boys, I was wondering if they were going to address it or play it off as a joke, and I was kind of happy that they did address it as really bad. Yeah, that's true. All levels of abuse are rough, whether it's verbal or physical. It doesn't matter. It's still awful and worth getting out of.
I don't have it that bad, so it's definitely not abuse. In a recent interview with Today, Baldoni spoke about his collaborative approach to directing It Ends With Us, saying every movie is a miracle, and then of course,
I understand what you're saying,
complex
Chubby.
personalities and trying to get everybody on the same page with the same vision. And mistakes are always made, and then you figure out how to move past them. People were like, "Oh yeah, he's definitely talking about Blake. He has to be." Although nothing directly has been
I'm not gonna lie.
It's a miracle. And then of course you're navigating complex personalities and trying to get everybody on the same page with the same vision. And mistakes are always made. And then you figure out how to move past them. People were like, "Oh yeah, He's definitely talking about Blake. He has to be. Although nothing directly has been negatively said by either of them about each other, Baldoni still speaks highly of Blake Lively and Colleen Hoover, calling Blake a genius and that everything that she touched, she made better. He was congratulated on the night of the premiere and told that this was his big night, where he said, no, it was a night for all the women that this movie was made for, including...
So, one, you can tell he really cares about the message, and I think that's great. And he's also very gracious and adept at navigating egos in Hollywood. I don't know how things were handled on set and stuff, but I mean, he's kind of at the mercy of people like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds because they just have more name power than him. So, I mean, regardless, I don't think he's the type of guy to badmouth anybody. He seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Night for Blake and for Colleen. However, despite praising her, when asked by Us Weekly whether he'd be directing and starring in the sequel, Baldoni responded, I think there are better people for that one. I think Blake Lively is ready to direct. That's what I think.
We do have It Starts With Us, so I'm hoping to see you back in the double duty role.
I think there are better people for that one.
Justin.
I think Blake Lively's ready to direct. That's what I think.
Ooh, Blake would. Is that something that you would entertain?
There is a sequel to It Ends With Us. It's called It Starts With Us.
He's like, I'm not doing it. I'm out.
Have told Page Six that Baldoni made Lively uncomfortable on set and overall created an extremely difficult atmosphere for everyone involved. There seems to be a very clear divide in the cast, where it seems like most of the cast is on Blake Lively and Colleen's side. It's
interesting.
Whereas Baldoni is off doing his own thing. So he still follows the cast and still follows Blake and Colleen. However, they have unfollowed him or do not follow him back. A set source.
Whoa, that is weird. That's weird. Is he the guy from Jane the Virgin? Yes, Casey. Yes. I'm curious as to why. Like how, I mean, the thing is, we'll never know. You would have to have been on set to see what the tension was like on set and how he directed people and how he communicated as a director. But it's interesting seeing the way he's handled the film and the marketing in, I would argue, a more ethical and honest way, pushing the message in the way that it probably deserves to be pushed. But maybe he wasn't as gracious and effective in communicating on set. I don't know. Or maybe people are taking the side of somebody who's more popular. I don't know.
Recently told People all is not what it seems. There is much more to this story. The principal cast and author Colleen Hoover will have nothing to do with him. And reps for Lively and Baldoni did
Nothing
not
to
respond
do
to
with
his
him.
request
Wow.
for comment. However, reports of the alleged behavior of Baldoni started August 9th when the Daily Mail published a report saying Baldoni was chauvinistic and borderline abusive on the set of It Ends With Us.
What?
As of
Really?
today, I'm uploading this. TMZ has reported that Blake Lively felt that the kissing scene with Justin Baldoni lingered for too long and feels that he fat-shamed her. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ there was a scene in which Justin lifts Blake into the air. According to our sources, Justin has a history of back problems. He went to his on-set trainer and asked how much she weighed and how he could train to protect his back from injury. Blake later found out about Justin's comment and felt that he fat-shamed her. We're told this comment really bothered Blake, who gave birth to her and her husband Rod Reynolds' fourth child in February 2023. I don't think that this is going to end anytime soon. Like, I feel like there's just going to be so many more updates after this video is live. So now Blake has openly talked about how she
Interesting. I don't know. It depends on how he asked, right? I don't know if I don't know, man. I don't know. This is all so messy. It's a power play to do the sequel. Yeah. I want to know about the marketing team and what they were thinking. Yeah. There's a lot of people involved. If I'm lifting you, I need to know. I don't know if that's really fat shaming. It depends on how he asked, right? If he like made a joke or a bad comment, then sure. But I don't think going behind somebody's back and saying, "Hey, do you know how much they weigh?" Like, I'm trying to like lift the right amount of strength. I don't think that that's fat shaming.
Has had a say in the direction of the wardrobe, the music. People have compared her a lot in the last few days to J-Lo, saying that she has become very unlikable, using a lot of I statements, a lot of me statements. She even referred to herself as somebody who fixes others' crowns.
It was like, someone on social media is calling you a crown straightener. I said, what's that? She said, a woman who goes around straightening other women's crowns.
Now, there is a video that is floating around from behind the scenes in which Blake was teaching Justin how to pull her in to then kiss her. When this was brought up in an interview, Blake was like, where did you see this video? Where did you see this? And Colleen even said like, oh yes, I saw this as well.
You were teaching Justin how to pull you in.
Where have you seen
this?
I actually just saw it too.
Blake let me know that she should not be acting like an intimacy coordinator, that should not be happening. However, they did hire intimacy coordinators.
Well, yeah, you should have intimacy coordinators on a set like that. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Or even the intimacy coordinator.
What does that expression mean, straightening crown? I'm going to look this up because I don't know. What does it mean to be a crown straight? This is my first time hearing of this too. Straightening someone's crown can have multiple meanings. Listening and responding empathetically, helping someone feel more powerful, or supporting other women. A woman going around straightening all the women's crowns around her. Everyone's looking this up because of Blake Lively. Literally every article here is about Blake Lively. I've literally never heard of this before. It doesn't sound like a bad thing. Women supporting other women. Is that bad? I'm confused. What? Whatever, I'm moving on. I don't even.
Scenes like we saw you.
That shouldn't be happening.
Is it like a girl's girl? No, it doesn't. Make sure everyone is treated like royalty, my assumption. It doesn't sound bad to me. Yeah, it doesn't sound bad to me. Just cringe, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know.
There's other clips shot by witnesses that shows Blake outside of a Hoboken, New Jersey restaurant looking visibly annoyed at Justin. And Justin was directing in that particular scene, not acting alongside with her. TMZ reported that they were like thick in some on-set drama. I don't want to take these behind the scenes videos
you can't really
seriously.
Read into them that much.
We don't know the dynamic.
You don't know what they're
like
talking about.
We have absolutely no idea. We were not there. We have no idea what anything is like. It is clear though there is some tension that is happening, and there's obviously some sort of shift and uncomfortability with the cast. Now, as of today, August 13th, it is important to note that Justin Baldoni hires crisis PR veteran. The director and star has retained the services of Melissa Nathan, who represented Johnny Depp during the Amber Heard trial.
Whoa.
The hiring of the agency group comes as Baldoni has been the subject of negative headlines over allegations that he made Lively uncomfortable on set. I want there to be nuance with this all. We obviously do not know what had happened behind the scenes, and I genuinely don't think that we will ever truly find out what happened behind the scenes.
I wonder if a defamation lawsuit would even be possible in this scenario. It would have to be against articles like TMZ. So I wonder if he hired a team. It's definitely interesting. I think they meant she claimed she was a crown straightener when in reality she might not seem like one. Yeah, maybe. That could be what was implied.
Whether it was a toxic workplace or not, whether there was disagreements, uncomfortability, tension, we will probably never know the true answer of it all, because filming did not just happen in one day. It took place for a very long time. I know it's very easy right now to be like, I'm team this person, I'm team that person. I think it's important to look at the greater scheme of things. And also, it's fair to say that all of the drama with the cast has completely overshadowed the meaning of what the book was supposed to be all about, what the movie was
which is
supposed to be all
unfortunate.
about. I think it's very important that this movie had come out. I think there's definitely flaws in it, obviously. I think they did a great job at romanticizing the abuse in the beginning of the movie. Yes. You see everything with rose-colored glasses. You make excuses for this abuser. You excuse the abuse as accidents. The movie intentionally confuses you and gaslights you, because that is genuinely what it feels like to be in one of these situations. Yeah, he's beautiful and he's sexy and hot and does really, really nice things, and he's rich and he's a neurosurgeon. That's awesome. And guess what? He's still an abuser at the end of the day. He still did awful and abusive things. And it all happened so fast, and then
means the world to be able to come home and share my story with the people that have lived it with me.
And they shower you with love after and then make you believe
Last
that
one.
it was all your fault, and the cycle continues. And so many people are trapped in this situation and have no idea. And I think that is much, much more important.
Is that
than
Ellen or Owen
all of
Wilson?
This movie is a lot
Ellen.
greater than any of these people involved. I respect Justin Baldoni a lot for how he is talking about this in press and in interviews. And it seems like this is the takeaway that Justin Baldoni was hoping
Yeah, I
for.
respect
There is
that.
a real possibility that he was being chauvinistic. There are plenty of men in this world who claim that they are feminists and claim that they are advocates for women for their own personal gain. I'm not saying that's what he is, but there
Yeah,
are
we don't
people
know.
like
We just
that
don't
out there.
know.
A friend of mine went to the premiere in New York City and said that they were
premiere.
giving out a lot of flowers at the premiere. So much so
Okay.
that she came home with like a whole bouquet of flowers. And at the end of the night, her thoughts were, imagine if they saved all the money that they spent on all of these flowers, and what if they actually donated to causes that benefited DV victims? Imagine
And what if they handed out bracelets or cards that had resources on them for survivors or for people in domestically violent situations instead of flowers, so that you could give that out to people? That would probably be more useful.
the good that that money could have been spent on. I'm not entirely pleased with the press. I'm not entirely pleased with promoting hair care and alcoholic beverages. You know, I'm not entirely pleased with it all. I'm not. That's just my honest opinion. But I will be donating a portion of today's sponsor to Women Against Abuse. It's a nonprofit here in Philadelphia. I'm going to drop a link if you guys want to donate as well. If you're someone that you know is in immediate danger as a result of DV, call 911 for anonymous confidential help. You can call the 24/7 National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233 or chat with an advocate via the website. And that's that on that. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, please make sure that you leave it a like, because that helps me out so much. Also, leave a comment. Have you seen the movie? Have you read the book? What are your thoughts on this all? Make sure that you subscribe if you want to be nasty. If not, you're disgusting. Also, make sure you have your bell notifications on so you know every single time I post. Also, we're a gross podcast that comes out every other Monday. If you want to follow me on my other social media, Instagram, Twitter, Depop, Spotify, it's just Nicole Raffi. And if you want to follow me on my TikTok, it's at Nikki Nasty. I'm going to go now. It's late. I'm going to go to sleep. And I can't wait to see who my little sleep paralysis demon is going to be tonight. Colleen Hoover, Trisha Paytas as Lily Blossom Bloom, or Ellen DeGeneres. I genuinely feel like Trisha Paytas as Lily Blossom Bloom is my safest option. So, bye!
Oh my God. Okay, so that was Nicole Raffi. That's the first video I've ever watched of hers. Very good. Now I feel like I finally kind of have an understanding of what the heck is going on, even though it's not super clear still. Well, if we watched the whole video, I was sucked in. I had to know. I think at the end of the day, yeah, the way that Blake has been handling the marketing is not great. I think Justin Baldoni has obviously been doing more of a justice to the story and the message with the marketing, but at the same time, none of us really know what happened on set. This is just a pointless discussion. People on the internet are just bored. I mean, you could make that argument for like literally anything we talk about here on the internet. Super soupy. You can make that argument for literally everything. I think it's interesting, but at the end of the day, we're not really going to know what's going on unless something happens to where a defamation lawsuit would occur, which I don't know if that could really happen at this point in time. If all of a sudden more things come out, more like things to disparage Justin Baldoni's name, and then all of a sudden he starts losing work and it's all blatant lies, then yeah, he would probably have a defamation lawsuit. But I think at this point in time, it's probably not. I think hiring a PR person is smart. I do wonder what kind of a director he was, but it is possible that he wasn't the best director and maybe was chauvinistic while still caring a lot about the message of the movie and pushing that. I don't know. It's possible. At the same time, I don't know. It's also possible that he was a fine director and maybe people are just siding with Blake. I don't know. I've seen crazier things in Hollywood. I've seen situations where people defend the most famous person around or the most popular person in the room to serve their own career to, benefit themselves the most, even if they agree with the person who's maybe less popular. But in this scenario, it is pretty interesting that everyone involved has unfollowed him and are not, taking photos with him, not doing interviews. So it's interesting. It's interesting. I don't know. I am curious. I feel like it's also possible that he was fine and Blake just wants to smear his name. The truth probably lies somewhere in the middle. It probably lies somewhere in the middle. I'm sure there were probably moments that could have been perceived as cringy on set, or maybe like moments where he was out of line. And, people with big egos in Hollywood, they take slights more personally. So who knows? I mean, it could have been that he was horrible to deal with on set, or it could have been that it lies somewhere in the middle. So Elden Ring, Red Dead. Okay, Lawleston, I wanted to play Elden Ring today, but my computer is having massive issues. I think it's a problem with the graphics card at this point. I don't know. I'm really frustrated, but every time I try to open the game, it's not working. I can't use any other functionality on my computer. So I wouldn't be able to see chat. I wouldn't even really be able to play the game. So I don't know, because I was playing like Stardew Valley yesterday, which is definitely obviously a lot less graphics heavy and intense on the computer. It uses a lot less RAM and everything like that, but I don't know. It bummed me out. I 100% people are just afraid to not take Blake's side because of how influential her and Ryan are in the industry at the moment. Maybe it's a possibility. We don't really know. You'd think, or you'd hope, that if it was just that there would be more people on his side. You'd think that, I don't know. Interesting. You don't like dark mode on YouTube. I have dark mode on my phone, but not on my computer. I'm good, Emmeline. I do not want to play The Last of Us. Sorry. That show, watching it is enough. Watching it is enough. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I am bummed that the gaming thing didn't work out today. I was very excited. I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with my computer. At this point in time, guys, I think what I'm going to do is head on out, because we've been sitting here for a while just chatting about this silly little drama. I do have another video that I'd love to watch with you another time. Sincerity, Hollywood's Forgotten Currency. But we can save that for another time. It's less topical. And I feel like I just want to save it for another time. But bummed about the games. But hopefully I'm able to fix this stupid computer for you all soon. You got to watch Alien Romulus. Yeah, a quick poll for those of you that have seen it. Put a 1 in the chat if you like it, and a 2 in the chat if you don't. Because I feel like I've been hearing good things, but I haven't been paying too much attention. So 1 in the chat, pro Alien Romulus, and 2 if you're like, meh. Talafoff, thank you for the super chat. To know what not to do, you could watch The Verge's $2,000 PC build reaction supercut. Should I add that to my watch later playlist to watch with you guys another time? Because you're like the second person to mention that today. It was a lot of 1s. I'm different. Did you mean to write indifferent? That was a lot of 1s. 3. I see you, Sam. You want attention? I'll go watch the VOD of your last Elden Ring stream to catch up. Yeah, we had fun in the last stream. I was really hoping to battle the Red Wolf today and have some fun with Ashley, but it looks like Ashley's playing Disney Dreamlight Valley today anyway, so that's good. All right, y'all. If you want to head on over to my Twitch, we're going to raid Ashley because she's live right now, and that's the best that I can do. So maybe pop on over to my Twitch, nattiegold, if you want to be a part of the raid. It's always fun. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I know the stream was a little different today than what we had planned, but I appreciate y'all being here just for some goofy gossip. Wait, what? Hope your PC doesn't have COVID. Oh, all I saw was COVID and I was like, what? Yeah. If it does, can it just die already so I can just get a new one? I'm over this computer, man. Okay, no, I actually don't want that. That would be bad. Then I would have to buy a whole new one. Okay. I'll see y'all later. We're going to raid Ashley. Thanks so much for hanging out. Oh, how do I start the raid? I'm totally capable of doing this. I'm just trying to start the raid, but for some reason it's start raid. There we go. All right. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. Love you all so much. I hope you have a good rest of your week and a good weekend, and I will talk to you later. Rating. Bye.